Hey guys, Jake here, and welcome to another episode of the F125 Cadillac Road to Glory. And today we are here for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, and we are in for a race and a half, and some real reality checks are going to hit. Still running 105 AI for today's race, because I'm pretty confident around the Baku Street Circuit. And yeah, let's just see what we can do. Last time out at Monza, we couldn't deny a Ferrari win, but we did on the last lap, on a last lap corner overtake a Parabolica, deny a Ferrari 1-2 after a poor pit stop, denied us from coming out P2. We had to chase down Lewis Hamilton on alternate strategy and overtake him at the final corner to get P2. So a little spoiler there for those guys who didn't watch. It was a pretty interesting one, so you should definitely go and have a look. Good overtake as well. So yeah, there is going to be rain, and we have absolutely shocking pace in the rain. So yeah, and we did all of our practice programs, hence why we didn't even do the last practice session. We get another 600 R&D points into the bank, and straight into qualifying we go, completing our first lap here. As always, the first lap isn't always going to be the best. In fact, my first lap is normally quite bad, and we set a 1:40.4, and the quickest laps are 1:38.9. So we're currently 1.5 seconds off pole position.
And that's P13.
So I just thought I'd let you watch that accumulation, that lap, because that lap was absolutely fantastic from me. Really, really good through the first few sectors. And then in the end, we didn't have enough ERS or any slipstream to finish it off. And it was so good, in fact, that we weren't actually able to improve on that lap time because of how good it was. And we're actually a tenth down as we come through the final. I think we were like a tenth or two up through the first sector, but we just couldn't keep it through like the castle section and stuff. But we have got a few cars here and a little bit more ERS than last time, so we are going to gain a little bit of time. It's going to actually be a total of 2 temps as we come up to the line, which is going to find us from P6 only to P5. But in the end, I will absolutely take that because, you know, I mean, I think maybe a tenth or two in the lap. But other than that, I think that was a really, really optimal lap time on 105. So 1 or 2 temps would have put us maybe 1 position up.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. What a qualifying yesterday for George Russell. He'll start today's race from pole position. And it's Leclerc in P2. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Albon, Norris, Jarno Opmeer, and Piastri. Verstappen, Tsunoda, Stroll, and Lewis Hamilton. Colapinto, Sainz, Fernando Alonso, and Antonelli. Behrman, Gasly, Liam Lawson, and Esteban Ocon. Doohan, Hadjar, Bortoletto, and Nico Hülkenberg rounds off the grid. That's it. And alongside me today is...
Surprisingly, no grid pens around Baku, which means we are just going to be purely starting from P5. And we are going to be going for the alt strategy, I'm pretty sure, of medium to hards, if we can actually figure it out. This is taking a lot longer than I thought. I'm going to be honest with you. Yeah, actually, no, I remember now. I think it was glitched. yeah, it was glitched. There was something wrong with my wheel. It wasn't letting me click left on the D-pad. But then eventually we do manage to get it. So, yeah, okay, sorted. But we are going to try go for, I think, 11, maybe, yeah, 11 laps probably on the mediums. And then try switch on to those hards and see what we can do. But it is meant to rain as well. So, but we don't have 2 sets of mediums like some other cars. So, we've just got to try our best. But it does seem like a lot of the grid's starting on hards, which, you know, they may be able to make them last all the way till the rain, but I don't exactly know if they can. We're starting on the mediums. We're going to try and jump Norris. I think that's my aim. So, yeah, let's just see if we can do that. Colapinto's starting P11, which isn't too bad. He's on the hards, though, but a lot of the cars around him, other than Sainz, is on the hards. Who's on the mediums are on hards, so I expect maybe Colapinto to drop a position or 2 off the start, but can't be much worse. He is on a good strategy nonetheless, so yeah. Baku is normally a decent race pace circuit for me. We normally have solid race pace, so let's see how this goes, because I'm actually eagerly anticipating this. We're starting relatively high up, to be fair. I mean, we haven't started this high. No, sorry, I'm thinking of the wrong thing. We've started it quite often, and you know, this season around the top 5. So let's see if we can make a dent on the top 3, like we so often have from these positions. Starting on the mediums, and it is lights out, and away we go. And then we had a little glitch in the footage, but basically Albon held up Norris around the outside, and it allowed us to sail around. And then Albon actually tried to go for the lead for some reason, somehow. I don't know how he's even up there, but yeah, and for a brief moment, he was actually up into P2. But he allowed us to get past Lando Norris on those hards, which is perfect, because now the top 4 cars, including myself, are on the mediums. And Albon trying to fight me hard, we switch it from the left to the right, and actually make a very decent move almost. But with a little bit of wobble, we weren't able to make it stick. We do eventually get Alex Albon, though, and we are now in the DRS of George Russell on lap 2. And showing that we actually have some very good pace. I mean, at the start of every stint, we have good pace. It's just when the tyre dig starts to hit, I just can't keep consistency. In fact, in the next race, which is the American Grand Prix at Texas and Cota, we actually dropped off so bad and then pulled pace back from just finding consistency on warm tyres. And it's something I need to work on, is consistency. Because, yeah. But I am starting to use flashbacks less and less. I mean, I hardly really use them anymore. I just focus more on consistency. It's probably why I don't win as many races on this game. But I'm just focusing on that consistency. But we are now on lap 8, and we are struggling with tyre wear. Tyre wear is higher than expected. So hopefully this rain comes quite soon, or else we could be in a spot of bother. We do ask, and it says 10 minutes, which means, you know what, let's let Albon go, box this lap, and get a set of hards on, get some fresh new boots on, try and make an undercut work by the time everyone else potentially pits. If not, we can claw back loads of time, and then we can go on to the inters and try and hold on. But I don't know how much slower I'm going to be. But on lap 8, by the end of that lap, after Albon overtook me, we are going to box from P4, I think, in this race we were. And chuck on a fresh set of hards. But those rears are absolutely shot and desperately need getting off this car. So, in we come. We need a good pit stop. Are we going to get one? It is going to be a 2.5. Not too bad at all. Right, straight out the pits we come. We are joining back in P... I mean, yeah, I lagged. Yeah. Oh, wait. I think the slow drive into the wall tells you it all. We're going to put on the softs for the restart until the rain comes. But we've been robbed. We pit the same lap as a red flag. We could have had a red flag and still be in P5 right now, or P4, wherever we were, and have fresh tyres to maybe try and make dents in. But instead, we're starting down the order, and we're just going to try our best to muscle our way past every single car possible. And you know what? I really don't care at this point. We're just absolutely sending it. This race has pretty much been screwed for us by the fact we pit, and then a red flag came out. So, this is actually just stupid. It's actually stupid, but there's a few laps until the rain, so we're going to try and use these fresh softs to make up as many positions as we can. Squeezing out Ollie Behrman there on the outside, and now going to look at Fernando Alonso down the inside, and we get both of those moves done. Pretty scary though, but we do get both of those moves done. And now we have Kimi Antonelli up ahead. We were already from P17, I think we were, to P13, so that's not too bad. Off the first sector and a half of this lap. And a couple laps later, we've made some more moves, but we're going to launch it down the inside of Stroll on the hards. And now Norris, who also pit as the red flag came out, apparently, is there. But it is now time for the Inters a few laps later. We did manage to work our way back to P10, but here we go. On the Inters, we are going to hopefully make this move at the right time. If the Inters are being put on at this perfect right time now, I don't know what I've just said, but hopefully we're picking the right time to pop, or else we are absolutely screwed. If we're picking the perfect time, we can make up positions. If not, we're screwed. So here we come out the box. We've actually jumped Lewis Hamilton in the pit stops, which is fantastic work from the team, but we have jumped Lewis, and he is right up our chuff, to be fair, but there are loads of guys who haven't boxed yet, and it is clearly time for Inters, and we have made the right call. We are going to be gaining multiple seconds on this lap, which means we could be gaining a lot of positions, considering there was just a red flag and the field was quite bunched up. Let's see where we're going to actually end up after cars box. I don't know if we defend from Hamilton here, or if we let him by. No, Hamilton's not even close enough for a move yet, but loads of people are in, other than for some reason Gabriel Bortoletto. I mean, what are you doing, Gabby? But yeah, it looks like we are going to be, P6. But on lap 16, with 10 laps to go, Hamilton's going to fly past us. Now, keep an eye out for the subtitles at the bottom of the screen in this video, because they are very, very important. As we let our teammate come flying past us next, there's no point fighting our teammate. We let him through because, as you're going to see, we have absolutely no pace in the wet. As you can see, literally about a lap later, we've dropped 3 seconds to our teammate. Yep. That's the pace we have. We are now scrapping for P8 with Norris and Alonso, and there's a massive gap to the cars behind, and I'll tell you for a fact that massive gap won't be there by the end of this race, and that's to a V-carb, I think, or a, yeah, I think it's a V-carb. That just shows the pace, but we are going to defend. We're just going to have to hold them up in the corners. Oh my word, what are we doing? We've absolutely shut the door on Norris. A bit of a stupid move to make, to be honest, but I think frustrations may be getting the better of us, as we just simply don't care about Lando Norris anymore. We are just turning in on him, apparently. And, that's apparently the play we're going for. So, on lap 22 of 26, Norris is still somehow with us, despite the fact I gave him front wing damage. He's still got pace, which is fair play, Lando. Just showing how clearly quicker he is, but we are now 11 seconds behind my teammate. And on lap 18, we were only 4 seconds behind him. So, make of that what you will. But yeah, oh, here we go. Pay attention to the subtitles. The car ahead, my teammate, is 11.5 seconds ahead of me on old intermediates, which are 7 laps old. And their lap time was a 55.1, meaning that they are a grand total of 2 seconds a lap quicker. Every single car pretty much is 2 seconds a lap quicker than me. Absolutely ridiculous. But on the penultimate lap of the Grand Prix, 2 of the leaders, Piastri and Verstappen, are boxing for wets. I don't know why, but it's going to give my teammates some free positions, which is fantastic. But it's also going to promote both Williams of Carlos Sainz and Alex Albon onto the podium with only a lap to go. Oh my goodness. Both Williams are on the podium. My teammate has a chance of P4. He's really close to Hamilton. But let's see how this race unfolds. I mean, if you look at... I mean, I kind of got screwed. I got to be honest with you. But yeah. I mean, if the red flag hadn't come out at such a stupid time, we probably would be like up there, maybe top 3 at the minute. And then maybe we'd be holding our own, trying to do this exact same thing that we're doing with Norris, but in a podium position. But I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, the pace is just absolutely awful. We're 2 seconds a lap slower. We can't keep any sort of pace. We're hitting the wall on the final lap. Like, what are we doing? We're almost sending ourselves out of the Grand Prix on the final lap. Just bring home 4 points, man. What are you doing? Once again, being really aggressive defending Lando, potentially even illegally. But we're going to come up to the line. It's going to be a race to the line, but I think we've just about got Lando Norris covered. I mean, he's gaining, but I think we might have more ERS. I'm not 100% sure. As we come up to the line, we are going to hold on just to P8, but that was the worst race of the season. Anytime there's a wet race in the future, guys, I actually might just simulate it, because I have absolutely zero pace in the wet. Literally no pace. Just a stupid race.
Charles Leclerc, what a drive, what a victory, he wins!
And it's always good, Crofty, to get that momentum on your side, and it's really good for your confidence as well. The more confident you are, the further that can take you.
We had drama from start to finish, but in the end, there was only ever one that could take that top spot. And that is a fabulous win. And the top step of the podium for Charles Leclerc.
So in the end, guys, a surprise and a shock, but a good surprise with a double Williams podium. Williams are looking kind of dangerous. They do have good pace, but a double Williams podium, Sainz from 12th, my teammate from 11th, and Hamilton from 10th, getting 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Really good results from those three. I mean, my teammate is at least the breadwinner this time, bringing home some points. We just have absolutely no pace. It is a bit shocking. But yeah, just to kind of show you guys that I was doing 157s consistently, whilst Franco Colapinto was consistently doing 155s. Yeah, what an absolutely shocking race. I have absolutely no pace in the wet. It's a dire situation, and I don't know how I'm going to get quicker in the wet. Obviously practice, but it's just so hard on this game compared to last game to drive in the wet conditions. I just don't understand it. The AI gets such overpowered exits as well, while I'm struggling for any sort of grip on power. Obviously in the wet conditions it's hard. So, but the AI just find it easy, and I mean, we're still looking healthy, we still got some good points, so I'm not going to complain too much. Franco pulling in the big points, and we actually still got a double points finish, which somehow, it is a miracle. We should really, we had no right with our pace, and with the race we had to get points, but we did, and in the end, it's actually a pretty solid drive. If you said, oh, you boxed, there's a red flag, and now you're 18th of a restart with rain coming, you probably sat there thinking points would be good. But it's, I had no pace. I could have got P6. And then if I actually had pace, those two boxing, I would have been P4. Just behind Franco, or just ahead of Franco. And maybe I could have worked with Franco to get the Williams. Maybe it could have been a double podium for the first time for Cadillac. But no, we had no pace. We couldn't make any impact. We just had to let cars through, especially our teammate, and hold off a few in the end to get 4 points across the line. Which was successful, but it just felt absolutely demoralising, just trundling the car around and then launching all my ERS on the straight. So, yeah, it's just a bit of a depressing race, really. So, yeah, I love saying so, yeah. But we are now on the admin side of things, getting some upgrades in and done for... I don't actually think they're going to go in time for the Texas Grand Prix, for the Grand Prix in America. But it is what it is. And Cadillac... their home race is technically COTA, and also that means Miami. They are an American outfit, I think. Hold on, let me check. Alexa, are Cadillac an American brand?
Good afternoon, Jake. Here's something I found on the web.
Oh, just tell me.
According to wiresays.com, the Cadillac is an American car owned by...
Yeah, it is American. Good. So it is a home race coming up, technically, which is good. So that's going to be a title for next race. Get in there, lads. But it's not too bad. We are making progress still with the car. We are still technically the quickest car, I'm pretty sure. So overall, can you complain? Not really. But McLaren and I think Ferrari are catching us. Red Bull are also falling off, just like real life. And Mercedes have actually been overtaken in the constructors. I don't know if you saw it. They got overtaken by Williams in the constructors. So that's going to be an interesting one. Both us and Williams overtaking Mercedes, and Red Bull being carried by Verstappen. So speaking of Verstappen, your car's now falling off a cliff, mate, and now he wants to join us. So we are going to leave you on this cliffhanger. But Verstappen's expectations aren't actually awful. He wants fan rating 6, we have fan rating 4, which is good, but it's not going to be enough. I don't think we'll get it up to 6. We should have the vehicle performance. I'm pretty sure we already have the engineering workforce. So that's going to be it for this video, guys. Thank you for watching. It's been great having you here, and I'll see you next time for our home race in COTA, because it is going to be an absolutely fantastic one.